Hello everyone! In today's video, we're going to talk about a surprising new update regarding one of the most highly anticipated future characters in Honkai starrail. As always, everything we'll be discussing comes from sources that are generally considered reliable. In the previous video, we took a comprehensive look at the upcoming Honkai starrail x Zenless Zone Zero collaboration, including the potential playable ZZZ characters coming to HSR and the estimated timeline for when the collaboration will take place. If you haven't watched that video yet, I highly recommend checking it out first. Today, however, we're shifting our focus to another character that's just as exciting, Pearl. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. Pearl has been one of the community's most anticipated future playable characters ever since she first introduced herself back in version 4.0. She even played a major role during version 4.1, helping save both the Trailblazer and Ashvale. Despite appearing in the story for quite some time now, she's still locked away as an NPC, and naturally, many players have been wondering when she'll finally become playable. Well, it looks like we may not have to wait much longer. To be fair, most of us have already seen older leaks claiming that Pearl would release in version 4.6. But the big question has always been whether those older leaks were still accurate, or if the schedule had changed. A few days ago, Seal Leaks shared a very important update. According to their latest post, version 4.6 and version 4.7 will each introduce only one new 5-star character, and both of them will follow the path of elation. Around the same time, DK2, via HXG Leaks, also posted that Pearl's release in version 4.6 is now essentially confirmed. Putting these two pieces of information together paints a pretty clear picture. Pearl is expected to be the only new 5-star character in version 4.6, while version 4.7 will most likely introduce Nihilex as the final flagship release of the entire 4.x series. Having only one new 5-star character for 2 consecutive patches is definitely unusual. Normally, we're used to seeing 2 brand new characters every version. That makes this release schedule particularly interesting. Even more exciting is another update Seal Leaks shared in a separate post. The original post was written in CN and later translated into EN by Galaxy Leaks. According to that post, assuming nothing unexpected changes, the 2 upcoming elation representatives will be Pearl as the dedicated sustain, and Nihilex as the main push for the path of elation. This is exactly what many players have been waiting to hear. The first dedicated elation sustain is finally on the way, and that character appears to be Pearl. Besides her release window, we've also received several interesting updates regarding Pearl's kit from multiple different sources. First, Sakura Haven shared new information about Pearl's weapon. According to their post, they obtained an image showing what appears to be Pearl's signature weapon. Unfortunately, I can't show the image here. But from what I can see, it's a massive paintbrush, very similar to the one Pearl already used when rescuing the Trailblazer and Ashvale back in version 4.1. This new version of the brush appears to include additional decorative details, including flowers wrapped around the oversized brush. Sakura Haven also shared something interesting about Pearl's abilities. According to them, Pearl seems to have an ability whose effects change depending on whether it's used on an ally or on herself. They also added that the brush is likely attached to, or incorporated into, the animation of whichever character receives the ability. Mechanically, this sounds very similar to characters like Bronya, Sparkle, or Saridra, where a targeted support skill behaves differently when self-targeted. For example, Bronya's skill grants buffs and action advance to an ally. However, if Bronya uses that skill on herself, the action advance portion doesn't activate. Pearl appears to follow a similar design. In other words, one part of her ability likely won't activate if she targets herself. Considering that Pearl is expected to become the dedicated elation sustain, I actually have a theory about what this mechanic could be. If we think about what would make the most sense for an elation sustain, I personally think this ability could allow Pearl to grant certified banger to a chosen ally. However, if she targets herself, she wouldn't receive that certified banger effect. Of course, that's purely speculation on my part. But mechanically, it would make a lot of sense considering Pearl's role within elation teams. The third interesting update once again comes from Seal Leaks. This time, they provided a clearer picture of Pearl's overall gameplay. According to Seal Leaks, Pearl's kit appears to scale with the total number of attacks performed by the team. Simply put, the more attacks your teammates perform, the more effective Pearl becomes. That fits the elation playstyle almost perfectly. During a high instant, elation characters rapidly unleash attacks together, creating an extremely high number of attack instances in a very short amount of time. Because of that, Pearl seems perfectly designed to support elation teams. Interestingly, this mechanic could also make her a decent option for follow-up attack teams, since those teams naturally produce a huge number of attacks as well. Although outside of dedicated elation teams, they probably won't benefit from all of Pearl's buffs. Seal Leaks also confirmed something many players have suspected for quite a while. Pearl is expected to be a shielder. Besides Pearl herself, Seal Leaks also shared another interesting detail regarding Silverwolf 999 and how hit count mechanics work. According to them, Silverwolf 999's enhanced basic attack consists of 3 separate attacks, each capable of triggering loot boxes. However, the entire enhanced basic attack is still counted as only one single hit instance. The interesting part comes when those loot boxes are triggered by other teammates instead. In that case, each individual loot box counts as its own separate hit instance. For example, if Sparksy spends skill points and triggers 3 loot boxes, those 3 loot boxes are counted as 3 separate hit instances. So that's basically how the mechanic works. Overall, today's leaks paint a much clearer picture of Pearl's future role. She appears to be the long-awaited dedicated sustain for elation teams. And honestly, that's exactly what the archetype has been missing. Hoyoverse has continued releasing more and more elation DPS characters, but the team still doesn't have a true dedicated sustain. If these leaks are accurate, version 4.6 may finally complete the archetype. So if you've already been investing in an elation team, version 4.6 might be the perfect time to pull for Pearl and finish your full elation lineup. So what do you think about these latest updates? Are you excited that the dedicated elation sustain may finally be arriving? Let me know your thoughts and predictions down in the comments below. And with that, we've reached the end of today's discussion. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. Don't forget to share this video with your fellow Honkai starrail players so they don't miss any of the latest news. As always, your support through likes and subscribes means a lot and helps this channel continue creating informative, in-depth, and high-quality content. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next discussion.